Hello, Cooper Clever 1972 here. Of course, you know it's Brian. So I thought I would tackle two topics right now. There's I think it's at least one of my favorite movies of the 21st century. I say it's my favorite movie of the 21st century so far because, we still have, let me see, 78 years to go. I don't know if I'll reach the end of the 21st century, but I'm digressing. So far, I think my favorite film of the 21st century is There Will Be Blood. And on YouTube, I did another video a little while ago. I don't know, maybe not too long ago, but it's a video on free movies on YouTube. And one of those movies happens to be There Will Be Blood. When I went to the menu on YouTube that says movies and TV shows, I think it says movies. It says movies. I think it also says TV shows. You have two options. Well, you can buy or rent, and then you can then some movies you can watch for free. But the rub of that is you have to watch ads that come with the movies. But anyways, I found out I was looking up There Would Be Blood for some reason, and so I saw it, and I saw that the whole movie was on YouTube. So then I went to the regular menu page of the free movies, and I found out all these movies that are on there right now, and some of them are not really that bad. Some of them look kind of lame. I don't know. Some of them look. Maybe it depends upon who you are, what kind of films you like to watch. But it seems there's like a wide range of stuff to watch on YouTube. I'm looking on my phone at the ones I wrote down. I wrote down I'm just going to read them off real fast. I wrote 57 down, but they're much more than that. I think there's some horror, some westerns, some documentary, science fiction. I think a little bit of everything. So anyways, There Will Be Blood is one, but There Will Be Blood didn't appear on the menu. So I don't know if there's more movies on YouTube that are not being shown unless you punch the title into the search bar and you find it that way. So There Will Be Blood, for the moment, is on YouTube. I don't know how long it'll be there. I think it just came on. But anyways, let me just list off the other ones. And also, just before I list these, I'm going to talk about the Hiroshima album real fast. I'm going to try and make this a fast video. So I'm just going to list these movies. So now, then you have Brannigan with John Wayne, which I think is I haven't watched it, but I think it's I think Aaron Pin was saying it was like a Dirty Harry John Wayne film. It's set in London, England. IP Man with Jet Li, I think, or is it? I don't know. IP Man it's a martial arts movie, I believe. For a few dollars more, Good, Bad, and the Ugly, Hang 'Em High. Those are all Clint Eastwood movies. You have some Godzilla Criterions on there. You know, the Criterion collection. You have some Godzillas. And I'm not a fan of Godzilla, but just to let you know, Exodus. You know, with Paul Newman, A Most Wanted Man with Philip Seymour Hoffman. I think it was his last role before he passed away. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou by the Coen brothers. Airplanes 1 and 2. You know, the comedies. The Illusionist. I can't remember which one is which. Is The Illusionist and The Prestige. And one of those is Christopher Nolan and one is somebody else. And I forget which one is which. Teen Wolf, that's John Steele's one of his favorite movies. The original Italian Job, you know, there's the Italian Job currently. Well, not currently, but the more recent one with Charlize Theron, Mark Wahlberg, and Edward Norton. The original one they have on here, that has Michael Caine in it. Capitalism, A Love Story, that's a documentary by Michael Moore. I have seen that, but I haven't seen it in a little while. Bridget Jones's Diary with what's her name? Renee Zellweger. Red Cliff by John Woo, the epic Chinese ancient Chinese emperor kind of a thing. You know, this big epic thing. I think it's like maybe literally 4 or 3 hours or something like that. It's long. I only saw like the starting of it, but it looks impressive. Bridge Too Far. I've heard of that movie, but I don't know much about it. Minority Report, one of Spielberg's best movies in my opinion. Police Story, that's by Jackie Chan. They're a lot of fun to watch and a lot of action and really impressive how he does the stunts, and he does them for real with no mats or. You know, he takes a lot of risks when he's done his stunts. Throw Momma from the Train with Billy Crystal and Danny DeVito, I believe. Jane Eyre. So they have some classic ones there. Run Silent, Run Deep, which I think has Clark Gable. It has, I think, Don Rickles in it. And Humphrey Bogart, maybe? It's a mad world, which is a pretty bad movie in my opinion. But it has, maybe you'd like it because it has lots of fun, big name comedians in it, and almost every comedian was in it except for maybe Charlie Chaplin. But technically it has some interesting parts to it because you know I have the Criterion of that. Frozen, not the Disney Frozen. This is a horror movie set on a chairlift. Aaron Pinn speaks highly of this one, I believe. On Golden Pond with Katharine Hepburn, Henry Fonda, and Jane Fonda. Terms of Endearment, that's with Jack Nicholson, Shirley MacLaine. High Noon with, what's his name? Cooper. Hang on, I'm going to stop the video for a second. Okay, Gary Cooper. That's his name, Gary Cooper. That's High Noon. Of Mice and Men, I don't know which version that is. Of Mice and Men. It's a book by John Steinbeck that's been made into movies a few times. Paint Your Wagon, that has Lee Marvin. I think it's Jane Fonda. And then Clint Eastwood. I guess Clint Eastwood was in a musical, I think. I think it's a musical. Magic of Belle Isle, Morgan Freeman. Tucker, which was directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Untamed Heart with Marissa Tomei, Christian Bale, Christian Slater, Millennium Actress and Sailor Moon. I believe those are Japanese anime films. Highlander 2. Game of Death. That's sort of a controversial film about Bruce Lee because Bruce Lee was dead by that point. They take some footage of his actual funeral, so it's sort of sacrilege, but it's kind of an interesting movie. I think it's a pretty interesting action movie. There is a little footage of Bruce Lee in the film. I like it. IP Man 2, 10 Cloverfield Lane with John Goodman. Noah by Darren Aronofsky. If you just, it doesn't matter if you're a Bible person or not. I'm not, but I mean, just take Noah on its own on its own. Just as a film itself, I think I liked it a lot. Emperor, that's about what's his name, MacArthur, Douglas MacArthur, who was who got the Japanese to surrender during at the end of World War II. So I guess it's about him. I haven't seen that movie yet. Lone Wolf McQuade with Chuck Norris, Jesus of Nazareth, just a mini series about Jesus. I think it's supposed to be an interesting movie. I'm not a Christian, but I think it's supposed to be an interesting film. Rodan, it says Criterion. I think it's Rodan the sculptor. IP Man 3, Requiem for the American Dream by Noam Chomsky. It's a documentary. Noam Chomsky is his degree, I guess, is in linguistics, but he also comments a lot on politics. Mommie, Dearest with what's her name, Joan Crawford, or maybe about Joan Crawford. Lilies of the Field with Sidney Poitier. We Were Soldiers with Mel Gibson. Eddie Murphy's Raw. It's a stand-up movie. Him doing stand-up. IP Man. Sound City. Slash. Raids on the Sunset Strip. Slash of Guns N' Roses. The guitarist. She Devil with Roseanne Barr. And I think it's Meryl Streep co-stars with her in that. All Things Must Pass, about Tower Records. It's a documentary. It's a really good documentary about how Tower Records, had an influence in music and the good times they had when they were running the place and its aftermath. Really good documentary. Grizzly Man, that's about a guy that it's a movie directed by Werner Herzog, and the subject, Timothy Treadwell, I believe his name is, follows grizzly bears around and spends time with them. And then the last one that I wrote down was Muscle Shoals, which is another, there's a few on here that are about music, I think music studios. Sound City, Sound City, I think is about maybe Detroit. I don't know. But I think Sound City and I don't know where Sound City is in here on this list, but it was here. Oh yeah, there it is. Sound City and then Muscle Shoals. Those are documentaries concerning music, like the creation of music. So Muscle Shoals is a famous studio that music has been recorded at. So that's my list. And there's plenty more if you look on YouTube. Some of it looks better. Some of it looks good, like the ones I'm listing, I think. And some of it looks okay, and maybe some of these films that I haven't seen, or some of these ones I've listed I have not seen, but some of these films other people might have seen, and they know they are good or bad for that matter. Okay, and then the last thing I'll just mention before I end this video is I'm going to put 2 more videos up from my album Hiroshima the Mind. I'm still waiting on the wheels of my project to move forward. I'm waiting for singing from my cousin's daughter to the tracks to be recorded so I can incorporate those into the album and get into the mixing stage of the album. I still have to record. I still have to edit 2 songs. Like I think I've got the material. Maybe I have to record more guitar. I don't know if I really have to. Or maybe I do. I don't know. I got to fit the lyrics into the song. I think I'm going to sing on those 2 songs. And then I think I'll include another poem, which I'll read, because I have Sasha also on this album reading a poem and then doing some narration, which I asked him to re-record. So I think he sent me in revised pieces of audio for that. So it's coming along. But so, just so you can hear what it sounds like, because it might take a little while till it finally emerges complete onto YouTube. It might be a month from now. Maybe it'll be more. I don't know. I mean, um, my cousin's daughter got well, yeah, she got the title role in the in the musical Annie. I don't know if I should say that. I think I could say it. But so she's got a really great voice, and that's why I've been waiting to release the album because of that. And the last video you saw on this channel, those two songs you heard, the one at the start and the one at the end, she's supposed to sing in those two songs. She's supposed to sing on a few other songs that I have on my on the album. So on this particular video right here, I'm going to include two more songs. I'm not sure which, but I'll put them on here. And I guess at this point of the video right here, I'll put the titles of the two songs I'm putting on this video up here. Wait a minute, up here, and then also just to end the whole video off before I sign off, you can hear the two songs that she's supposed to sing on the previous video at the start and the end of the video. Oh yes, the Ruined Movies tag. The Ruined Movies tag. The Marty's Trash Picture Show. Marty's is a person I know on YouTube, and his channel is called The Trash Picture Show, and he did this video called Ruined Movies tag about like if an actor ruined a movie, a good movie, what was a good movie but ruined the movie for you, or an ending that ruined the movie for you. So I put music at the start and end of that as well. That's Hiroshima songs in the album. And I also have a Hiroshima just a little bit at the start of my announcement for my, and this was in October. It's like a 2-minute video, but you'll hear the music from the Hiroshima album. It's my announcement of me being on Ethel's, her channel, 13 Originals on YouTube, on her Candy Corn Conga line at the end of October. So I had an ad on there, and at the start you hear one song, and at the end of this album, the end of that particular video, you also hear more music. So there's more Hiroshima music, and that might cover it. So sort of coming out in dribs and drabs, if you will. I'm kind of excited. I want to get it out there, but I'm just waiting for things to happen. I have to do some things as well for me. I got to maybe record that poem if I think that poem should be in there, and I got to finish those two songs. So, anyways, the album might be like 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I have the total right now, without the two songs that I'm still have to work on, at 5 hours and like 47 minutes. But that's not really the album length. It's more like probably 3 hours, 3.5 hours. The reason why it's so long and that it's at that length is because like I sent like samples of the songs to my cousin's daughter, and one song will have just me singing, so she knows how to sing it. One song, the same song, will have just the music. One track will have one other piece of music will have the song, just the end music and the singing, and then maybe another one will have like an echo studio, like a change of the voice, putting the voice in a certain way to sound different. So that adds more length to my playlist of songs, but it's not really that long. And those are just temporary tracks until I get her to record her part for the album. So, okay, that's enough. Thanks for watching, and comments are welcome, I guess. And thanks for watching. Okay, bye now.